Done. Now we are in college or some shit. Computer lab. I look around the computer lab, surprised by how empty it is. I glance down at my watch. 7 p.m. Same as always. It may be a bit late. It may be late, but there are always at least a dozen people lounging around and half pulling their hair out while staring blankly at their screens. Today though, the only people here are Aaron and me. It doesn't take long at all to spot him sitting in the same place he always sits. Smiling, I stride over and plop down in the seat adjacent to him. Valerie, long time no see. Please, you saw me last night and the day before that and the day before that. Oh, come on, indulge me, will you? My grin only broadens. Want to start over? What? No, of course not, that ruins it. I'm going to greet you like this again next time though, if I remember, which I won't. I'll try not to ruin it tomorrow then, if you remember what you want. Aaron groans, feeling my annoyance. So, how was math? He knows full well how math went. I was texting him the whole time. Tolerable, how was computer science? And I know full well how computer science went for him. These questions and answers are meaningless, but they're familiar and I don't really mind them. For the last couple of weeks, we've been meeting here at the lab at the same time every weekday, asking each other familiar questions fit for obligatory small talk before either getting into more excited involved conversations or quieting down to study or do homework. Even the silence between us as we work is something I'm grown used to. I don't mind it, I like it even. Over the days, Aaron has rooted himself to my life, and I assume the vice versa has occurred as well. I even have his schedule memorized, the buildings, the rooms, the class numbers, names, but it happened somehow. Tolerable. I furrow my brows, wondering why he's been stuttering at random. You're hiding something, aren't you? What are you hiding, Aaron? I bought something. A terrible temporary toy kind of thing. And we're kind of alone, so even better. Oh, show me. Why is it better that we're alone? It's a little embarrassing. Show me. Please close your eyes for a second, will you? What, why? You'll see, please. Well, alright. I close my eyes and immediately I hear Aaron fumbling around in his backpack. It takes more willpower than I ever knew I had to resist peeking. Soon I feel him playing with my pinky. I squirm, wondering what in the world he's doing with my pinky of all things. Is he drunk again? An eternity passes before Aaron finally speaks up. Okay, open. What? Holy shit! He tried the strings. Holy shit! Oh my god! Oh my god! My eyes fly wide open before he finishes, and I glance down at my hands, then his hands, and then him. What? I know this is silly. It's not, but what? I just, for whatever reason, the concept of red strings seems important to you. I mean, I guess, I just like them as a concept, and Aaron takes a deep breath as I continue spitting out whatever words come to mind. So do I. He reaches out, taking my hand in his, and he immediately rushes to my cheeks. Red strings may not be real, and we obviously can't see them in any case. But I won't deny that. It'd be cool, maybe just a little if we could. If there was some guarantee from heaven or heavens or whatever, well, the confidence boost would be amazing, wouldn't it? Confidence in yourself and the relationship and all that. But there's no way of knowing for sure whether you and the person you love are soulmates or not. There's no way. But it doesn't matter, you see? It doesn't matter. Soulmates are cool and all, but just because you're not soulmates doesn't mean the relationship isn't genuine or it won't last. Like we can tie the red string around our fingers, like I've done here, and you can make your own fate, you see? His voice lowers in volume as though he's mumbling to himself. God, this is even cheesier than I thought it would be. I can't believe I'm saying and doing this. But look. What we can see, we can create for ourselves. If we have no guarantees, that's fine. We can still make promises and make good on them just the same. Now we, specifically of course. I'm saying theoretically, yeah. Theoretically. Me with a pretty girl, you with a pretty boy. I'm not pretty, handsome, and strong, and rich. I'm sorry, I'm rambling. Still staring at him with wide eyes, I can barely choke out a few words in response. No, what a surprise! And a bad one, I hope. One thing is clear. From his stuttering to his repeated insertion of B, he likes me, doesn't he? Aaron! He's obvious about it too. My gaze darts back to the artificial red thread tied around my finger. Creating our own fate. It's a nice thought, but if only he knew. Red strings do exist, and his soulmate is dead, while mine is missing in action. Well, I'll just take a second to talk here, but you know how Luke reacts differently to a broken red string, and how Valerie reacts differently to a broken red string. She thinks that it means that the soulmate is dead, but Luke, I don't really know what Luke thinks, but Luke seems to think it's good. So maybe it is, maybe it's not, maybe it means something else, probably. I'm guessing, I don't know. Still, it's undeniable that his words have caused the seeds of doubt that have been growing in my mind lately to flourish, and I'm troubled about the thoughts by the thoughts about my fate. Can fate really be created by us? Am I foolishly chasing after an unattainable dream? Oh, yeah, fate can be. I don't fucking believe. I mean, you can do whatever you want, man. It's not like it doesn't have to be predefined or anything like that. I'll go with maybe. The doubt once again flooded my mind. The once pushed away, suppressed, folded away tightly in a little box. The soul just left to rot in a dark, dusty corner of my mind. I find myself staring at the space where my real red string of fate should be tied to my finger. Do I even have a fated partner? Why have I been given the power to see the red strings of fate, but not be able to see my own? Am I supposed to create my own fate? I don't understand. And most of all, I don't understand the fluttering in my stomach when Aaron basically confessed his feelings for me. The way I blushed whenever our fingers brushed. The heat in my face when I realized what he'd done. Perhaps sensing my inner turmoil, Aaron averts his gaze and he soon lowers his hand, but not before letting it linger. My own hand lingers above his, almost squeezing his hand back into mine before I realize what I'm doing. And stop, slack-jawed. Slack-jawed. Yeah, that's a nice word. Gotta remember that shit. I'm sorry if I unnerved you. Don't worry though. This is all just theoretical. It's not like I like you or anything. It's not like I just said a bunch of shit, but no, don't worry about it. It's not like I like you. Stupid. No. The point of this awkward intervention was that I wanted to try being poetic or something. It didn't work, but hey, it was worth a shot. Yeah, poetic. I like it. No, shut up. Just poetic, man. Choose your own fate and all that. Cool stuff to say, right? I give an uncomfortable chuckle, unable to meet him in the eyes. Yeah, it was nice, thanks. I like poetry. Yeah. Homework time, I guess. Unless, yeah, sure. We tug off the string around our fingers, then turn our gazes to our computer screens. Despite our attempts to pretend to be preoccupied, I can feel Aaron glance at me from time to time when I'm not staring at him myself. Although the atmosphere is awkward and heavy, I'm glad for his company. His presence, the clickety-clackety of the keyboard, and the noises he makes as he fidgets, are the only things preventing me from thinking too much about red strings and soulmates and stressing myself out in the process. Oh, is that a Chinese restaurant or something? I stretch my arms as I enter the restaurant. Groaning. I'm just glad someone else is setting up today. The first person I see, however, is a girl with a very familiar head of strawberry blonde hair, dressed in black over black. What? Oh, black. What? Black over black over black? What does that mean? I don't know. Accessorized by a tightly wrapped apron. Black apron. Irene? Valerie. What was her voice? God damn it, it's been ages since we saw Irene. I forgot. I don't know. Valerie, I didn't know you worked here. Yeah, same for you. I'm surprised to see you here. I'm new. It's like a day of our work. first day alone. It's a stupid voice, I know, shut up. I thought nothing better, alright? It's not even a voice, it's just stuff. Just vocal cords vibrating and creating sounds. It's not even a voice at this point. Need help? No, but thanks, I'm almost done. Come with me though, I'm not doing anything. I need to wipe the windows. I nod and walk with her, helping her with the windows despite her protests. Soon we're completely finished and we open up the restaurant. I'm surprised they're making you set up when you're so new. It's no big deal, I'm just happy to have a new job. Where did you work before? Irene's clothes. She winks at me and shrugs. The clothes were cute. The clothes were cute enough, and I got interested because of the name and the potential discounts. Honestly, I probably got hired because of my name too. She grins and I chuckle in return. I've been there once or twice, really expensive, but cute. Great, I hope I get some really steep discounts, you know. My voice crack is horrible, fucking horrible, don't even talk about it. We're working there for minimum wage and all. You didn't though. 10% discount and everything. Think about the average price of clothes they sell and immediately cringe. Yep, 90% of $50 is still $45. Back to the 50 with taxes or whatever. Management were terrible too. It's like they were sadistic. Well, that's a good thing you got out of there, although I can't guarantee our management is any better. Oh, don't worry, they seem nice enough from what I've seen of them. Either they really like you or I'm excited to see how your opinion of them changes. Coworker, you should be glad I'm the cashier today. Just imagine if one of our managers walked in instead of me. Don't give a shit. Shut up. It's a free speech. I say what I want. I rolled around, surprised by the sudden interruption and have the stifle the groan. It's Lucy, how she was a girl. I just gave her a very manly, kind of subtle British accent. But we'll go with it. She's super friendly with our managers and she's almost as straight-laced as them. Oh hey, yep, I'm elated. She snorts and shakes her head. You just look bored. Hopefully, work will bring a smile to your face. Store's open in like a minute. Get your stations ready already. She nods towards Irene, and from the recognition in her eyes, it's clear they've already met. You two. We rush to our stations, but soon end up meeting in the back room to gossip when the customers come in. Close enough to the window door to check for new customers. After all, it's a morning shift, hardly anyone comes here. And we might as well enjoy our time here as much as we can make up for the terrible tips. I don't normally take morning shifts, but it was either this one or one of the fewer shifts than usual. I had no choice really. In between our chatter, customers slowly trickle in and we take turns catering to them based on whose half of the restaurant to sit in. The memory from yesterday of Aaron wrapping the red yarn around my finger keeps nagging at me. I don't understand why, but it does. But whenever it does, I find myself grabbing the wall, a table, the back of a chair, anything in reach, just to steady myself, to exert my force, and while I compel myself to maintain my service smile. Impulse overtakes me. I find myself analyzing and overanalyzing the customers, even more than I normally do, scrutinizing the couples' relationships and juxtaposing them to whether or not they're soulmates. And damn, this girl really takes the concept of soulmates really fucking seriously. Dude, why do you even care? It's like, I don't know, dude. I haven't been this obsessed about it since I was a child. I don't know what brings me to care so much now. I sober further as the day progresses. I even chat up the couples, subtly asking them about their relationships. I feel pushy, fake, ridiculous. The couples don't seem to care. They enjoy the chance to talk about themselves. Well, the happier ones at least. It's a small relief for me. Relief? Why am I relieved? Some of the happiest, oldest, perhaps longest lasting couples do not have strings leading to each other. Ironically, some of the most frustrated women ones with the shakiest relationship do. Wait a second. Perhaps this is just my denial, my doubts, my uncertainty speaking. The couples with strings will make up and their relationships will only grow stronger as a result of their arguments. Of course they will. Their fates are forever intertwined, written in the stars before they were born. Meanwhile, the other couples might just titans, and I can't help but grind my teeth when I'm not speaking to customers. A false smile on my face. My eyes begin to sting, but why? I don't know. Maybe onions. Maybe they're cutting onions in the kitchen. You don't need to be over dramatic and shit. Just be like, dude, are you cutting onions up there? Don't cut onions. I'm kind of crying out here. It's just, the dude will be like, oh shit, sorry. Yeah, I don't know, just move on. I don't want to think about it. I don't know. The red strings are a blessing. Yeah, blessing. They must be. And my soulmate, even now, I do smile, slightly, but genuinely at the thought of him. He must be waiting for me as I'm waiting for him. I don't get it. It's like someone you have not met, someone you don't know exists. It's like, dude, like, what you know? Know nothing. I don't get it. So, how can you feel so genuinely for something like that? I don't know. It's not my life. Why do I care? Is he even real? That's what I just said. Don't pretend you read my thoughts. No. Don't be so negative. Don't say things like that. Don't think that. Of course, the little voice in the back of my head refuses to stop. Well, it's gonna take a second to talk here, apparently. So you know how, if you watch the previous part, or I don't know, the previous to the previous, I don't know which part, but in one of the previous parts, I said about how there are 4 endings to the game, and one of the ending is we partner with Aaron or something like that. It's like he's our soulmate or some shit. And in one ending, there's like Luke, the other guy, with the hair and stuff, and the cool looking guy. Yeah, Luke. And the other ending, we partnered with him, pair up with him, and the other 2 endings, I don't really know. So I guess we're headed for the Aaron ending now, probably, possibly. Well, it all seemed to depend on that, on the first choice the game gave me. If I want to go to party with Aaron, or if I want to sit with Luke and work on the project. Because it's just that one choice that seemed to direct how the game would play, and I don't know, maybe the other choices did affect it. I don't really know, I'm just saying what I think, dude. Okay. Refuses to stop. Why not? The truth won't change just because I change how I feel. Well, if you change how you feel, then just change. Holy shit, talk about overthinking. No, stop. Don't think like that. Think about how happy he makes you feel, well, even before you've met him. Think about your happily ever after. Slowly I can feel my turbulent emotions settle and I smile. Yes, imagine your... Holy shit, this girl is stupid. How can anyone be so ignorant? God damn it. You can play games and shit if you go with Aaron, And you've got pineapple hair and... Oh shit, I missed the dialogue. Indulging in my favorite childhood activity, I continue to speak to myself in my mind, creating a mental image of what my soulmate's physical appearance might be. And then when you meet him, he looks like a fucking trash can. And then you're like, God damn it, I wasted my life for this piece of shit. Maybe he's tall. Perhaps with blonde hair. Just like Aaron. I think brown would be nice too. Just like Aaron. Maybe part brown, part blonde. Just like Aaron. Holy shit. Why does that sound increasingly like a certain person I know? Maybe Aaron. I'll stop. This time, no amount of self-comforting can ease the panic bubbling up inside me. Well, are you alright? And BAM! He slides in just at the right time. I whirl around with a certain voice, immediately come face to face with Aaron himself, the catalyst for my maelstrom of thoughts. Yeah, that wasn't so hard, was it? Aaron, For a moment, I think I've finally gone insane, that I'm hallucinating in his appearance in the restaurant. Wait, Aaron, what are you doing here? I just wanted to see you, talk to you. You did tell me when you'd be working, and I may have taken that as a subtle invitation. Or at least not like a complete hatred towards my showing up. But enough about me, you look horrible, what's wrong? Ah shit, I skipped. I'm fine, but thanks for worrying about me. Have you already been seated? No, when I told the cashier I was here to see you, she said that you could seat me yourself. Well, don't change the subject. What? Hey, Miss Valerie, well, don't change the subject. What happened? What the fuck went wrong? But I think they misput dialogue there. Anyway, you happened, Aaron. The red string of fate happened. But that's not something I can say. Still, the affection and concern written all over his face caused a strange urge within me to lean on his shoulder and spill my heart out to him, to share this burden that I'm tired of bearing alone. What should I do? Well, you know, at this point, I'll just go with it. I know, the safer option is to pretend nothing is wrong, to lie to him with a straight face. But for some reason, the idea doesn't quite sit well with me. His clear trust and faith in me makes me reluctant to lie straight to his face. Besides, he knows me too well by now to not be able to tell when I'm fibbing. Fine, you're right. Something has been bothering me. It's difficult not to notice the delighted glint in his eyes at my willingness to confide in him. For once. Oh, the shit in my throat is dry as shit. Oh, let's continue. What's the matter? Whatever it is, I'll do everything in my power to make it better. I chuckle weakly, knowing full well he won't be able to fix my problem, but appreciating the sentiment nonetheless. I just see this red strings, man. It's weird, man. I'm not on drugs, I swear. I can only blurt out the first thing on my mind, hoping that it doesn't sound as confusing as it does to me. It's only the way I can think of that I can let is the only way I can think of that I can somewhat let Aaron in about what's bothering me without giving away my secret and being carted off to a mental institution. Have you ever thought you wanted something in your whole life, made almost every decision in pursuit of that goal, but then at some point, after countless years of failure, you begin to doubt if it was the right choice after all? Aaron frowns, clearly considering my words carefully. Yeah, I think I have. Not having expected that answer, I take a step backward and startled. You have? Yeah, it sounds familiar about how I feel about pursuing game development. Aaron bites his lip, his normally bright eyes slightly troubled. I know that hardly any indie game developers become successful, and much less make it their full-time career. That's true. 100%. It's like an ocean. How do you say it? Was the word once in a blue moon or some shit like that. But hey, there's no harm in trying. You can just give up before you try. Aaron, come on, my man. You can't just give up. You didn't even try at it yet. Come on, my man. You're better than that. Anyway, moving on. I know many aspiring game creators end up probably starving, needing to give in to the harsh demands of reality and buckling down to a boring 9-to-5 job. I may not be in as deep as some of them, but my entire life is revolved around someday realizing that my dream of being a famous game creator. Sometimes I really wonder if I've gone insane, if I'm going to set myself up for a failure and end up starving to death on the streets. He pauses, then looking up with a sheepish smile. Sorry, I went on for longer than I expected. Anyway, I'm not sure if my situation is relevant to yours. It probably isn't. Sorry. My brows furrow, thinking over what Aaron said. It's an interesting analogy, I'm sure. I've never considered comparing the two situations, but now that I'm doing so, I can somewhat see the similarities. Or perhaps it doesn't quite make sense, it's too different from what I'm going through. But regardless, I don't want to scrutinize it too closely. It feels nice to be understood, to talk with someone who has experienced the same desolate feelings I'm bothered by right now. No, you're right. I think it's similar to my situation. Oh. He visibly brightens, but then his smile fades again. I'm sorry. I don't know how to fix your problem. I haven't even been able to make my own situation better, let alone offer you wise advice or solutions. I never expected you to. It just helps just being able to tell someone of my some of my problems to someone. It just helps just being able to tell some of my problems to someone who listens and can understand how I feel. Thank you. You've made me feel a lot better. Surprisingly is the truth. Somehow this conversation, albeit not actually productive or helpful in any realistic way, has made my heart feel slightly lighter, keeping the previous troubling thoughts at bay. Really? I'm glad. If you ever need someone to talk to, you know I'm always happy to lend a ear. I know, thank you, Aaron. I touch his arm briefly as a show of gratitude, and he practically beams with pride. Well, I suppose I should get to work. Come on, Aaron, it's time to get seated. I take him to a booth by the window and take his order. A Coke, a large serving of wontons and a large serving of maple tofu with a side egg soup and 2 servings of spring rolls, please. Are you sure you can eat all that? Come on, you know my appetite. I'll probably still be hungry afterwards. Seeing my incredulous expression, Aaron begins to laugh. I remember you saying you liked wontons and spring rolls here. They're partially for you. I'm not hungry. On the job, I can't eat at the same place I work. Probably not. What do I know? But you're stressed, right? Food is always the best solution for trouble, if only temporarily. That's a terrible mindset. Marsh Charms would be outraged if he were here with us. But he's not, so don't worry about it. Marsh Charms. Oh, the health teacher. I almost forgot all about him. Well, he's not here right now, is he? Come on, he can't possibly say no to free food. I totally can. Holy shit. I didn't believe people like that existed. But will you? No, of course not. Share a Coke, a large serving of wontons, a large serving of maple tofu with a side egg soup, and 2 servings of spring rolls, right? I haven't had breakfast anyway, might as well. At that moment, Irene walks over to us from behind Aaron. I suddenly remember Aaron's previous crush on Irene, and I bite my lips, silently willing her to stop and turn around. I dread seeing their exchange, although I don't understand why. It's obvious, dude. Don't be so ignorant. Look at that pineapple hair. Can't say no to that hair. It's like dual pineapples. Well, how will Aaron respond? With blush, with stutters. What about me? Why do I care? But any hopes I have are crushed. Irene walks all the way over to us, hopping only once. She and Aaron have already noticed each other. Oh, Aaron! The fuck is that voice, man? I didn't expect to see you here. Aaron widens his eyes, but soon smiles sheepishly. I do a double take at how calm he seems when he speaks up. Yeah, well, it was part of the moment thing. I didn't expect to see you here either. I only started working here a few days ago. Probably spur of the moment thing for me too. Anyway, Valerie, can you watch my section for a bit? I have to take a call. Oh, of course. Just don't let Lucia see. Coach, no. Thanks. No problem. Irene rushes away, and I turn to Aaron with an expression that must be quite something. Sorry, I didn't warn you. Irene worked here. I don't know my chef until today, and I didn't realize you were coming so either. So, what's there to be sorry about? Don't worry about it. I'm not into her anymore, if that's what you're worried about. Yeah, I quiet down and sure what to say. The twist in my stomach finally relaxes, and I relays a bread out of my mouth. But just as I begin to feel better, another thought begins gnawing at my mind. If Aaron can fall in and out of this love easily, what does that say about his feelings for me? Why do I even care? Shouldn't I be relieved that he will get over me soon enough? Still, for some reason, for the rest of the day, there's this dark feeling of dread dwelling deep inside. Well, I'm gonna end it here. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, you might want to watch out for the next part. And that's all. I'll see you next time. Bye.